Your headline must prove big value in very few words. Hi, I'm Jamie Gorman, host of Be Better at Business TV, and I'm here this morning with professional copywriter, professional author Susan McCorkindale, and we're going to be discussing how a great headline, email subject line, or tagline will help you present the value of your business. Good morning, Susan.
Hi, Jamie.
So I know that, writing headlines, I mean, it is complicated, and the complicated thing is kind of getting it down, getting it down. When you look at different headlines, what are some of the key ingredients that they all share? When you say, yeah, that's a great headline, what are some ingredients that all
What
those
do they all
headlines
share?
Mm-hmm.
They're brief.
Brief, okay.
They're brief. They are written from the prospect's perspective. They've taken into account that it's all about me.
Boy, I like that one because
Okay.
especially as small business owners, we like to say why we think the product is great.
Of course we do.
And we don't look at it from our customer and say, well, what are they getting? What is their need that's satisfied?
That's
What's in
right.
it for them?
That's
so I like
right.
that one. Good,
Yes,
okay.
it's all, yes, you have to look at it from the prospect's perspective.
All right.
It has to be brief because the prospect doesn't have a lot of time and they have a lot of options, so
Right.
they don't have to stay with you. And it has to be, if possible, actionable. And if not, actionable, like right then and there, we're selling something, or at least they generate a response. Something physiological happens in them. They have an emotional response. Or
Give us an example of that.
Just for a moment ago when I mentioned the Tylenol ad.
Right.
Just the visual and the headline got me in my head, because I could feel her pain when you have a backache from
Right.
carrying a kid around, and it also touched my heart because I was like, oh my goodness, isn't she beautiful? I've done it with my own kids, and that's a great age and what have you. So the whole thing worked.
Right.
It closes the loop.
Okay.
Okay, there's a loop with marketing. You've got the prospect. You've got what you're selling. You need to understand your particular unique selling proposition, what
Right.
makes your business different.
How do you show your value? Right.
Exactly, which is what you've been saying.
Yeah.
So there are certain elements, and it all has to work together, and when they all work together, the headline is brief. It's from the prospect's perspective. And I get some sort of response, an emotional response, a physiological response. I buy something.
Right.
Or it just dings me in the head, and I don't forget it. You make that connection, it has closed the loop.
Right. And I like how when you talked about, especially the one with the Tylenol with the mom with the baby on her back and how that connected, how you connected the headline, or not you, but the person who wrote it. But the thing you liked about it is how it connected the headline, the product, and the picture.
And the prospect.
With the prospect.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Worked
just that whole
perfectly.
integration
Absolutely.
of the thing, that the headline becomes
Absolutely.
just the kicker. And I think you can apply that in all. Even with
yeah.
email, I talk about, you write the subject line, but make sure when they open the email that that it follows from there.
Oh,
it's
yes,
not a
they're
completely
supported.
different content,
That's
that your
correct.
headline supports your subject
That's
line.
correct.
And so it kind of keeps them deeper into the
That's absolutely.
into the
And
thing.
even if it's a really good, all of this is applicable to no matter what you're writing, okay?
Right.
If you're writing an email subject headline, if you're writing a print ad, if you're writing a billboard, and Lord knows you have no time with a billboard. You've got four words, really, and then everyone's whipping past you. But it all applies if you're writing a business letter. All of your stuff should have voice, and it
Okay.
should all be written from the prospect's perspective.
Right.
Nothing happens till somebody sells something.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah,
okay?
that's good.
So
That's good.
you have to write it always from the other person's perspective, bearing in mind what your product brings to the party.
Yeah.
I come with that. I know I'm great. I know I've got this. It's a wonderful product. And I take my features and I turn them into a benefit from the prospect's perspective.
Absolutely.
It sounds complicated. It's not.
Right.
People can learn to do this.
Well, that brings me to our next question is, it seems kind of complicated to do it very well. Do you find that there's certain people that just kind of have that gift to do it, or can any business owner kind of figure out how to do great headlines and write those?
All right. So here's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Because I really want all of you to call me and say, Susan, please come write your ad copy.
Absolutely,
I'm going
we
to tell
probably
you
all
right
should.
now, don't write your own stuff. Okay. But seriously, you can learn to do this. Keep putting yourself in your prospect's shoes. You're a dad. Someone's pitching you. So you have a client that they make stuff for your car, or a jacket, or something. Fishing poles. And you want to go fishing with your kid.
Yeah.
Keep thinking of yourself as the prospect. Okay, I've got this fishing pole company, and I'm working with them, and you keep putting yourself in the prospect's shoes, okay? And write it from, what would Jamie like to hear? What would be a benefit, a feature of that fishing pole that would make you go, I got to buy that one, I got to buy two, because I need it for me and so-and-so.
Because I may not know anything about rods and reels, and so if you start talking about this kind of reel or whatever, I may know nothing.
Well, that's
But what
another
I
thing
do
to bear in
know
mind.
is that, when I grew up, I went fishing with my dad,
That's
and I remember the
right.
emotional impact of
That's
that. So you kind of play off that. Okay.
If you do that as a business owner, when
Right.
you're writing your own stuff, you keep remembering who you're talking to.
Yes.
Take your stuff. You know your own business. You know why somebody should buy your insurance,
Right.
or you go to your medical. Well, you're a doctor. They should go to you. What have you? You know why.
Right.
You just have to think of it from their perspective.
Good.
Okay.
And then
That'll help.
And then word it in that.
And then
in that
word
way.
it that way. And then when you've got that headline and it's 10 words long, I want you to take a coffee break. I want you to walk away.
Okay.
I want you to sleep on it for the night. Then I want you to go back the next day, look at it, look at the whole thing again, and go, oh, if I said it this way, I could get it to 7 words. Oh my God, this is fantastic. If you're running out of time, go with the 7 words.
Yes.
If you have some more time, take another break. Walk away. Have somebody else look at it for you. Have your kid look at it for
Yep.
you. Flip through a magazine and read great headlines.
Yep.
Really, I'm
And then
serious.
check it out. Mhm.
Just look at headlines and go, oh, look how they said that. Look how they did that. Oh, that gives me an idea. And then go rework your headline. Get it down to 5 words.
Well, and the reason I bring that up is because definitely if you're doing a bigger ad campaign, or you're looking for something long-term or something, it's going to be worthwhile to come hire a copywriter and really make
Actually,
that
yes,
work, right?
that's true.
And that's going to be
Yes,
your best
yes.
approach. But, a lot of what we do now is writing headlines. We talked a little bit about writing blog post titles. I
That's
mean,
right.
just a Facebook or a LinkedIn post.
Oh, sure.
You need to kind of start that with a headline. And, you obviously can't
And you want
hire
them to
somebody
click.
every time you do
No,
that.
of course
but,
not.
But you want to be able to incorporate that so when you are writing, that it really impacts that.
That's right. You want them to click. You want them to go to your link.
Yeah.
You have 144 characters in one spot.
And Twitter, yep,
And
that's
Twitter,
what
right?
it is.
And LinkedIn, I don't know what they give you out there. Maybe it's the same thing, but it's not.
Well, you can write more, but like you said, I mean, just
It's only the
because I
first
can
couple of
write
words.
500
Don't do it.
characters, if you
Don't
don't
do
have
it.
them in the first 20,
Then
you're
they're
done.
not gonna. That's
right?
it. They're not gonna.
And I
click.
think that goes across all of them because
It
you're
does.
getting hundreds of posts a day.
It does.
So
That's right.
great. Was a live show. We're able to take questions from our audience, and we'll go and see if Alyssa has anything for us.
Is there an ad you like so much you wish you had written it?
Well, yeah.
Okay, we kind of talked
We
about
did.
that one. The
We did.
Tylenol
I'm sure.
ad.
Oh, there's one other. I
Okay,
mean,
yeah,
You
go,
know
go,
what?
go.
There are lots of others. I mean, yeah.
You
look,
probably
let's
look
face
through
it,
magazines and see 'em all the
I
time,
want to
right?
cry, or you watch TV and there's the. I always wish I had written the Bonos. Remember? Do you remember those? The big football star.
Oh, yeah,
Football,
absolutely.
baseball.
Bo,
he was everywhere.
yep, Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson and the whole Bonos.
Right.
And wasn't that for like Nike?
Yeah.
I think it was for Nike. And I loved it so much. I actually went and read about the guy who wrote it.
Yeah.
And young guy, I forget who he worked for, one of the big guys like Deutsch or BBD or whoever. He worked for a big advertising agency, and they had the account. And he went out to dinner one night with his friends, and I think it was more beer than dinner. And they started to talk about Bo Jackson and how awesome he was and what he could do and how he just knew about this and he knows about that. And the guy said he finally had to stop, get up, and leave the table. He went home. I believe he still lived with his mommy at the time. And he jumped on his bed for 4 hours. He
Right.
jumped up and down his bed for 4 hours. And finally, when he was all done, he said, Bo knows. That was
Wow.
where he went with it. He went to Bo knows. And
was great.
that's I remember that. I wish I had written that. I wish I had written the tagline for Cotton. I don't know if they still use it, but the tagline was "The fabric of our lives."
Right.
And I go back to the fact again. I'm a girl. I'm a mommy.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so true. Isn't that true?
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
isn't it all about cotton until we got crazy and we went to like other fabrics and whatever? But like cotton is that's just so it. It's so it was the foundation of your childhood. I hear cotton, the fabric of my lives. I can smell chicken soup cooking in my kitchen. I can hear my brothers
Right.
fighting upstairs, and my mom,
Just connects. It
just
connects,
hanging out.
right?
Total emotional connection. I so wish I had written that.
Absolutely great.
That's a great line.
That's great insight. And actually, I think Nike, you could go to a lot of theirs. The Just Do It. I
Just
mean, they're
Do
just
It.
so
And,
great.
and it works for them.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
so brilliant.
But Susan, what other things are you up to these days? Let's talk a little bit about Susan.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm working on a third book,
Okay.
which I'm late on. Apologies to my
Another 80,000 words?
agent. No,
Okay.
hopefully not. It'll be an ebook. We're
Oh,
going to
great,
go to
okay.
an ebook, and you can do it a little bit lighter. And I'm going to. I think I'm shooting for 30,000 words.
Okay, great.
So that's great.
So third book.
I should finish that. That would be nice if
Yeah.
I finished that. My agent would be very happy. She could stop calling me and harassing me then. But yeah, I'm working on that. And I mentioned before, I do work for Lord Fairfax Community College.
Okay.
And I'm in the development office, which means I raise money for the foundation.
Okay.
So that supports scholarships and campus improvements and such. And I love it because it takes all of my marketing skills and my
Right.
ad copy skills. I get to use them and come up with, cool posters for fundraisers. conferences. You were at one for me
Yeah,
last
absolutely.
weekend. And, you know, like I said, about letters that are important to just be written from the prospect's perspective.
Right.
And particularly when you're in I'm finding with the community college environment, that if I can, you know, tug at their heartstrings and talk
Absolutely.
to them about how the investment in the community is truly an investment in the community,
really
because
is.
like, a huge percentage of the college students who go to Lord Fairfax, they go off, they complete their degree, and they come back. They
Right.
bring their education and their commitment and their enthusiasm back to the community. So it's like, if I can roll that all in a letter
Absolutely.
or a piece, then I've done my job. And it all, my ability to do that comes from the fact that I wrote ad copy for so long.
That's great.
You know,
And
so
I love the community college program in here in
It's a
Virginia. It's
great
very
school.
robust, and
Yep.
it's a great way for kids coming out of high school, or even some older adults, to kind of go back and really get.
Oh, absolutely. Get
the
retrained,
education.
or, you know, it's a huge value. I mean,
Yeah.
because, you know, you're putting people through college right
Absolutely.
now.
Absolutely.
But so that's what I'm up to. I'm writing, and I'm fundraising for Lord Fairfax, and I think it's all good because I get to do this stuff too. I get to sometimes still do some ad copy, which is
Right.
awesome.
And then, yeah, so you still are doing the freelance
I do.
ad copy as
yeah,
well.
so you know, when you don't do it yourself, just let me know.
Yeah, when you're ready to take that
When you're
next
ready to
step
take that
and make
next
it
step.
really effective
Well,
and go.
I think though, to your point though, there are certain things that certain times in a marketing plan or a business, the life of a business, when it is really important
Yes.
to bring somebody in. Also because you can wind up with a whole slew of stuff. You don't have to use it all now. You can roll it out. It can be evergreen, and you know, and then you can go back in and work with it. It gives
Yeah.
you a stronger foundation to work from.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's a good reason to use a pro.
Right. Well, Susan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for
Great.
inviting me.
Once again, I'm Jamie Gorman, the host of Be Better Business TV, and I'm also the CEO of Sigma Business Management, and we provide business planning, marketing planning, meeting facilitation, really anything that helps you be better at business. And I hope that you're able to use this show today to go out and write better headlines, to show your value, and to just be better at business. Thank you.